Actually, I'm going to start from here. I just thought, I even closed my computer down. Now I'm back here and it's like, oh, I got to give Gary edit rights to the folder I just shared with him. How do I do that?
Go to your application list.
Go to my apps list, okay? Click on Google Drive. Okay? Microwave. What am I looking for in my drive?
Yeah, you highlight the folder.
Okay, I'm gonna highlight the folder that I shared with him. Okay?
And go into the little man with the plus sign.
Go to this guy with the plus sign, because this is the share guy, right? Okay, we'll do that.
Advanced. Advanced.
Actually, it says shared with.
You guys are the teachers, I don't know. What do I do?
Advanced.
Oh, actually, if you hit where it says shared with one, mine had the name on it. I clicked on the person where it said shared with one person.
All right, so let me hit advanced first. Okay, so we hit the advanced here. Advanced pulls up that whole view, right? Let me get out of this. Let me go back. Let me hit this guy again. So advanced will work, or what she said will work. She said, oh, down here it says who it's shared with. Now mine says other person because it doesn't know Gary in my organization. If you're sharing with somebody in your organization, it probably doesn't say their name. If I click on that, it takes me to the same spot. Now I can say, okay, Gary, you know what? You're supposed to edit this thing. I'm gonna make you an editor. Change it to edit. And now it says, hey, you make changes. You wanna make sure you save this because he doesn't have edit right just because it says it. I actually have to save it. So if I canceled it, it stayed with the same rights that he had before. So that's how you would change permissions for somebody that was already on there. Okay? Are we good? All right, now let's,
Okay, you keep going. I've been lost for a long time, so you just keep right on the chugging.
no, I wanna,
They'll help me.
okay.
No, we won't.
Let's say, if you have a question, as I keep rolling through here, no, I'm gonna get your question in 1 second.
Okay.
If you're having problems, as I keep rolling, if you raise your hand, he'll come around and give you that individual attention real quickly to get you back up to speed. Quick question.
Yes, if we shared a document that was empty with people just for practice, then there's nothing to open, right? So that's why it's not opening up, is because there's nothing inside of it.
If you have a document that was saved, even though there's no text in it, there's still a document.
Well, I said I didn't have any documents in my drive yet, so I just like hit my folder and did the share that folder, but there was nothing in it, so
Correct,
that's.
that's
okay,
correct. There's
Okay,
nothing in there.
There's
We're
nothing.
gonna put something in there right now.
Okay.
That's the next step. Okay? All right, so what we want to do now is let's go ahead and click on that folder that we just shared. Yeah, I had to double click on mine. I think sometimes I single click, these have a wig, I don't know, sometimes you double, sometimes you single, I don't know. I think you double click on it.
One finger twice.
Notice on the new drive, you guys see this over here? Details, this tells you a little bit about it. When it was created, modified, who owns it, some activity. Once you start doing things, you're gonna get a trail of activity with that. You know, changes you made, whatever, you're gonna see that. It's kinda nice to have as well. Okay, so there's nothing in here right now. I can do a couple things. You see where it says drop files here? If I had files on, let's say, a thumb drive or flash drive or something, and you put it in there, you can take them in and just drag them right over here, and it puts them there. Or you can create files, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a document. You can create whatever one you want, just to make it new. Remember, instead of create, we're gonna new. We're gonna, notice now, let me step back. Here's your drive, here's your folder that you created. It's gonna keep putting those breadcrumbs down through here, and you can just keep going back to these breadcrumbs, or you can just click back to your drive if you wanna get back to the main thing. So I got my main container, and I got stuff in my container. And right now, I'm at some stuff. I'm at this folder. So anything I create is automatically gonna be in that folder because I'm in that folder. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's go ahead and make a document. So we're gonna get, here's a couple things they did that I don't like that Google did that made some changes. Initially, I'm gonna make a document. When I hit new doc, the first thing that came up was what's the document name. And it wouldn't let me do anything until I gave it. Now it doesn't do that at all. Now, this does warn me. The created item will have the same sharing permission as the selected folder. Yep, we already know that. So we'll hit OK, that's fine. Boom. Now notice it opens up in a new tab. Remember my pin tab is over there. It opens in a new tab. It takes me right to the document and I can start typing. What is the problem here though? If I start typing and I close the document, that's fine. What is this document named? Can you see it? Untitled document. So the very first thing that I would tell my students is when you create a new document, the very first thing you do is name it. So all you do to name it is just click on it and then type something in.
Do we make that up too?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. And then your new name is now going to show up here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why they changed that feature, but they did. Probably because Microsoft doesn't do it right away. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure. So you got your new document, and you can type away and whatever you want to do. And if I click, notice here, see where it says all changes saved in Drive? It took a couple seconds, but it will pop up there. Remember we talked about auto save? It just saves it automatically. There is no, file and save button. It's like, where's the file save button? Where is it? Because it automatically saves. So once I'm done, all I have to do is just close the tab. And now I'm out of my file and I'm back in my drive, and notice that the document now resides in my shared folder. And the person that I shared this with has access to it. Let's check it. How do we check this? Well, I go to incoming, formerly known as shared with me, and I find it.
Nice.
Nobody shared anything with me, so.
It's under my drive.
Well, let's do this. We should have done it like this. Here we go. When you share, it should have been like this. You two share, two, and 3 or whatever. So when you're doing this in class as an example, it should have done what I just did and say, oh, everybody just share. You actually should assign, all right, you two, because you're right next to each other, you two share, so that everybody's right there and they can see it back and forth, is what we should do. So here's what we'll do. If you have not shared this with the person directly next to you, okay, please add their share right now. Add the person next to you as view access or something now, so everybody can do that. So we'll get that done. If you need help, raise your hand and we will be around for a small fee to help you. Share with her? It's gonna go in her email. You'll see it right there. And then we're gonna show what to do with it there.
Now.
Okay, we get everybody shared? Where do we find it at? Incoming, thank you, it's an incoming. No, if you put that document in the folder that you shared with her, that's all you have to do.
It's not showing up, so it is for her, like the document I shared with her showed up, but hers is not showing up.
And it may take a second, but if her document is in the folder that you shared with her, are you sure you shared it?
Well, I have it in my incoming.
You have it in your income?
I have her computer, but not the document.
Refresh the screen.
Well, I need it.
You can do it, you can do a document. No, it's not. Oh, you're in front of it.
Well, did I make this separate? I have maybe
So-
that's what I did. How do you know if I did it separate or separate?
It's actually, it is.
Because she
How
said,
is it for me?
Sharon, you're right, mine look the same as mine.
Okay, now, I'll stop right there. This is perfect teaching moment right here. Okay, here we go. So now we got a situation where you have one of those students who doesn't listen to what you tell them. Doesn't happen often.
Oh,
We do have it, we just have one.
Wow.
So we have this troublemaker and we want to work with her. She made this document, it was a test document, did a great job. The problem is she wasn't in her shared folder when she created it, which is okay, but not good with her because she didn't get it. Because she needs to put it in the folder that she shared with her or share that document. So now what is she gonna do? She's got the file sitting in her My Drive. How is she gonna get that to her in the folder that she shared with her? Can somebody help her out?
Yeah, hold on.
Yes.
Click at the top of your document, there is a, or are you in the drive or in the document?
Well, you tell me, I'm just trying to get someplace, I'm going to My Drive where she's at, and I wanna get somewhere. What do you want me to do?
Open the document,
Alright,
and then
Alright, so
in
open
the top of the
document.
document, right near where you title it, there's a folder option link. It says move to
Wait a
folder.
minute, hold on.
Where's that at here?
Okay, I'm in the document. What'd you say where it was? Move to what?
folder.
You know where you titled it, where you named the
Oh, yeah.
document?
Oh, the
Right
folder.
next to it, there's a
Oh,
folder.
you're
got
actually
it.
docs,
Okay.
I'm in a PDF, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show you something
So it
different
says
too.
move to folder.
Very good.
Click that,
and
and
then
you can move it.
or you could actually just add.
Okay.
No, you gotta, oh, actually, we have to click. Okay, so
Yeah,
click
click
it,
it.
and
Okay.
then move, yeah.
And you'll assign it a folder to.
And
So-
now it should be.
I'm on a file that's not a Google Doc, so it's a little bit different. This is a PDF. I don't quite have those options, or even if it's a Google Doc, notice this, when I highlight the file, you see those three dots we talked about earlier? Click on those three dots, and what are one of the options? Move to. So you can do it, you can open the document, like you said, he was already in it, so he can move it already in the document, or you don't even have to open the document, and you can move it to the right folder.
She just dragged it, moved it.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah,
that's
drag and drop.
easier.
Yep. Oh, there's time zones on.
I'm just curious, what does it mean to add a
And
star?
then you.
I wanna go to mine or I go to.
It's like, you know, your email, when you create a rule that says, okay, anything that comes in from the principal, I want starred, and then I could organize them by stars. I could just say, okay, I'm gonna sort them by my star.
It puts them in that star
You just
option.
gotta highlight it.
Right, it gives them that category.
One star you can give it.
Right, you can only give one star.
Fair enough.
Okay, but you can use different colors though. This is the Gmail, there's 12 different options. Okay, so we good so far. Where was I? I was right on a thought and I forgot it already. That never happened to you guys, right? When you think of something, it happens to you like every 10 minutes. It's starting to happen.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Notice the option to rename. I can rename the file there as well. Okay, drop and drag, use the dots, make a copy, download. Okay. Did everybody get their folder, the incoming? Now, all right, here I am in incoming. Now, we're gonna look at something and then we're gonna take a 5-minute break. All right, I'm gonna go through this scenario, I want you to think about this and then we can talk about it later. This is my class. And I want you guys, remember I talked about the poor man's Dropbox? I want you to be able to hand an assignment in to me. Okay, we're gonna write a paper and I want you to hand this assignment in to me. How are you going to hand the assignment in to me as the instructor? What are some of the things that you can do? How do you want your kids to hand assignments in to you?
You put it in a folder, in a shared folder?
Okay, they can put it in, okay, yeah, they can put it in a shared folder. What else? I want you to explain that in a minute, okay?
I'm just asking.
Oh, no, you're gonna explain that. I want you to explain what you mean by that. How else can they do this? They can hand it to you with pencil and paper. We don't want that.
They can email it to us?
Not in today's age. We don't want that anymore. No more pencil and paper. They can email it to us. There's an option. They can email you the paper, right? Is it a good option? So it depends on whether or not you wanna sift through a bunch of email to find the papers. It's an option, but I don't think it's a great option. Or they can share a folder. I really kinda like that idea, but I'd like you to elaborate. What do you mean by that? So how would we do that? How would that work?
Well, if I would share a folder with my class, and if they created a document, could they put that document in the folder?
Let's look at this for a minute. All right, option number one.
The tiny erasers are on the desk, they're little yellow squares next to the marker.
Oh,
Tiny eraser.
it says whiteboard eraser even, huh? That's pretty good. Oh, I erased that email address. What was that again?
North.
Central Ohio. We'll go
How
over
many
that.
more letters can we put in?
We'll go over that again. Did you guys get that, did you take a
Yeah,
picture of
got
that
it.
already? You already got it? The mental image or the real one, right? Okay, so she said, we're gonna take a folder, as an instructor, I'm gonna create a folder, and, let me do a folder there,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna share it with everybody here. So I'm gonna call this, period one, and I'm gonna share it with all of you, and I know how to share it now. I may just create a group, and put you all in a group and share the group with you. Ooh, that'd be kinda neat, maybe we'll do that later on. And I'm gonna share it with you. What rights am I gonna have to give you on this? What rights do I have to put in this folder?
View.
You're all gonna look at them, that's pretty cool.
Well, but if they don't,
Ah,
but they
so the
can't-
troublemaker's thinking, that's very good. But somebody said, well, just give him view.
Can they
All
add?
right, well, if I give you view access to this folder, can you put your assignment in there?
No.
Nope, you can just view blank space, because there's nothing in there. But, so I have to give you edit rights. So now, okay, now this allows you to go ahead and dump your file in here. But what is the problem?
Change.
You can look at everybody else's, no?
You can get everybody else's file.
Yeah.
Not only can you get it, but you could change it,
Yeah.
because there's edit rights. So, unless you really trust everybody in the class. This will work, see, that was a good answer. It'll work knowing this is the consequence for this. Now, I want you to keep thinking, because you're on the right path. So now, how else can we do this? Come back in 5 minutes for the answer, all right? 5 minutes, we'll take a quick break.
Cliffhanger.
Now, Rebecca, here she did a great thing, like, remember how they used to write stories